Today I was going to show you the DIY Retro Arcade Arcade1Up LED control panel upgrade kit. What this does is it replaces all your buttons on your Arcade1Up on the Street Fighter edition with LED buttons. This comes with everything you need. It also comes with new bat tops, the translucent crystal ones that everybody seems to love. It comes with both of these. It comes with all your buttons. And it comes with all the wiring and connectors that you'll need. The way the kit will work is it's pretty simple. You'll take your adapter here. This end right here will plug into your Arcade1Up power supply. What this does is it splits off the power. This end right here would plug into the jumper cable that goes up to the monitor that powers your Arcade1Up, and then this one right here will actually plug into this power adapter. The reason you have to have this power adapter is the Arcade1Up is a 12-volt system. These buttons are 5-volt. The way this needs to be hooked up is you need to take this plug right here, and if you look here on the board, you'll have 5-volt at the top, and then you'll have ground on this side. Simply take the black and plug into the ground like so, and then this right here will actually plug into your jumper harness that will go to the LEDs on the back of the switches, of the buttons I should say. And then if you'll notice on the back of these buttons, your LED is going to be right here on the outside. And you'll also notice, I don't know if you can see it or not, but right here on this one it has a little red speck of paint. The red is where the red wire will go. So basically a quick one will be like this. And then I got an extra power supply here. I'll plug that in, and then when you power it on, you get the LED button. I'm actually going to take the whole control panel apart today and show you how I installed it. It's very, very simple. Let me get all this out of the way. This is the control panel out of the Arcade1Up Street Fighter. What's most important is whenever you're hooking these buttons back up is to hook them into the right section on the board. We actually have stickers here that label which button goes to which jumper on this board. That way you don't have to even pay attention. You can just basically rip it apart, stick your stickers on, and then go back. And the way it'll work is you'll stick your sticker here. This is your player 2. This is A, B, C. And then on the bottom will be D, E, F, and vice versa. You can stick these in right now if you like. If you're worried about it, you can basically just stick them in there just so you can see. Player 2 start will be right there. Player 1 start. There. Like that. And as simple as that. To get these buttons out, it's really simple. All you need to do is take the jumpers and literally snap them out. And like I said, you can just snap them all out. You don't even need to pay attention. Like I said, since they're labeled now. Just make sure you don't unhook the one for the joystick or the speaker. We have new jumper wire, so it really doesn't matter if you even damage them. All the buttons are going to be the 2s. Your controllers, the joysticks, will all be the 4s. So that kind of lets you know which ones you need to pull out are all the 2s. And then the buttons themselves, they just snap in. You push in the little tabs and the buttons literally push right out. Just push in on these, just basically push in on the tabs right here on each side, and the button will push right out and push through. Very simple. Do the same thing for this side. To take out the start buttons, go ahead and take the screws out of the board right here so you can get it out of the way. When you get done, it should look like this. Everything unhooked with the exception of the speaker, the 2 joysticks. Looks like I unhooked one of my joysticks here too. Actually, I'm sorry, that's the power board. Don't unhook that one. And then right now would be the good time to go ahead and put in your player 1 and player 2. Simply feed these through the back. On this one, you need to make sure that you put these on the outside because the board is literally going to sit right there on the edge. And simply screw this in. one. And again, make sure this is over here or you'll have trouble. Actually, this is your, looks like I unhooked that one too. That's your on off switch. Which will go right there. I shouldn't have unhooked that one either. Got a little overzealous. Plug that on back in. Now to make sure everything fits. I always try to keep it on the inside there. See my thing. Let's see. That one turned on me. Again, you got to have it flat. Again, you need to have this so it's perfectly flat across the back there. Or this will not go back on. Then all you want to do is take all your buttons, and you can do them again. You can put the blue or red on whichever side you want. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. And you want to make sure these are good and tight. Take a pair of pliers or whatever and tighten them up. I'm just sticking these in now just to show you how it works. Turn these all the same. It'll make it a little bit easier down the road. The good thing about these buttons is when you do get tired of the few games that are on your Arcade1Up, it'll make it easier to upgrade to the Raspberry Pi or a Pandoras Box. All the buttons can be used for either one, so you're not wasting really any money if you do change. We're actually going to make another tutorial that shows you how to convert the Arcade1Up to a Pandoras Box. We'll have that up shortly. It's very easy. Here. Alright, those are all in. Now again, the way this thing is marked is this yellow wire right here will be your speaker. These will all stay. Your speaker, your volume control, which is hooked to the volume control switch, the power switch, which is the on-off switch again on the opposite side here. Both of these will go to your joystick player 1. Both of these will go to your joystick player 2, and that should be there. Everything else should be open. Okay. We include all the pre-made adapters. All you'll need to do to attach these on these switches themselves to the board, you'll hook to the pins that are actually on the gray pads here. These are the ones that actually operate the switches. There is no ground or positive. It's all the same. It's just basically a continuity switch making contact. It doesn't matter which one you hook to what. I like staying consistent nonetheless. So whichever way you start, you can or you can't, but I always do it anyway. But basically take your one connection, push onto the switch, push onto the switch, and this is your start player 2. If you look right here on your board, you'll have start player 2. You'll have start player 2, which is right there. Simply take this and plug it in right here. Then again, this is start player 1. Oops, see, I just told you opposite. There, and again you go to start player 1 and plug that in there. And then you'll take these. It's easier if you start on the player 2 side because they're all on the bottom, and that way you're not reaching over and trying to tie across each other. But basically you can This is P2C. If you'll notice on the board right here, you'll have P2C. And plug that. Actually, like I said, you need to start at the bottom. That way you're not going across each other. Do these here. P2F, which is over here. Oops. And these will only push in one direction, so you can't mess them up. P2E, which is right here. P2D, which will be right here. The way these will go, if you'll notice how the split is, see how there's a split open on this side? That will always be this side with the little teeth sticking down right there. You can kind of see them there. But they'll just push right into place. There should be no force ever needed. Get done, you can tie all the wires up and make it look nice and neat. That is P2B. And it'll look something just like that. And go over to your next side. Just want to stick all these on real quick. That one is P1F. P1E. P1D. So we'll take P1C. Put it in. P1B. and P1A. And it should end up looking just like that right there. I'm going to want to pause this real quick and I'm going to tie up the wiring harnesses. Okay, we got the wires kind of tidied up, just a starting place. We'll finish it whenever we actually get the LED harness put in. Here's the LED harness. I would actually suggest it's going to come as a one piece like this. I would actually suggest to separate it. In fact, we may ship the kits not assembled, but all you do is just unscrew the screw off this. It'll actually make it a little easier to run. That way you now have a black set and a red set. One second here, I'm still trying to get these things apart. You know, wires, they always want to tangle together. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start with the red set. The end that goes into the adapter, which will be now the end with just the little raw piece of wire. This will be the one you want to start with. Again, on the buttons on the LED side, it absolutely matters which way you hook them up. Again, if you look at them, you'll have silver here, and then on the right hand side you'll have a little red speck of paint. The red is where you need to hook the red wire. That is the positive side of the LED. And again, if you do it like I did, where I put all the buttons the same direction, it's always going to be on the right hand side. So basically what you want to do is, easiest way I've always found is start here in this corner on this one. Plug in all the reds. And then jump down here to this row. Then I found best to skip one and then jump over to here. Actually, let me go ahead and run this underneath here. Take this and go underneath. It'll make it a little bit easier here in a minute. Jump up to the player one start. Restart. Okay, and that is all of that. And then you want to do the same thing with the black. And then again, we want to start with the black and do the exact same thing you just did. Start here on the end. If you find they don't want to push down, I found if you just turn them around and go the opposite direction, usually they snap right in. Usually. Like that. And again, jump across to here, skip one, jump across to here. Go up to here and lock that one in. And then take these again and go underneath here. Go underneath. Okay. Then go up here and do that one and that one. Oops, actually I skipped one there. That one. Alright. On these right here, now what you want to do is put your plug back on. Just take your two ends right here that you have left, and here's the adapter. There it is. And simply put it back. If you'll notice on this adapter right here, you have two markings. You have a plus and a minus. The red wire will of course go to the plus and the black wire will go to the minus. So just take and stick that in. Push that all the way in and then tighten back down the screw. Should be using a Phillips, it'd be a little easier. Make sure that's tight. And then do the same thing with the black. Tighten that up. Then after that, if you want, you can basically put tape over the reds if you're worried about them shorting out. I always do. I'm just like that. But let's show you how it works now. Alright, basically you want to tidy all the wires up. I would check and make sure that everything is working. Again, if any of the LEDs don't work, make sure that you stuck the red on the little red tip, because reverse polarity again, it'll make the one LED not work. To get this thing to work, like I said, mount this wherever you want in your cabinet. And again, your Arcade1Up power supply will plug into it. And this is the actual, you can turn the LEDs on or off if you want by using this button here. And then your end piece here that went to all the LED lights, basically just plug it in right there. And simply turn on the power, and there you go. All your LED lights. And then to finish it off, take your new bat top and simply screw them down. I don't have my dust covers on here, but make sure you put your dust covers back. Put that on there and simply screw that down right there. And you are 100% complete. And again, this is the DIY Retro Arcade LED kit for the Arcade1Up Street Fighter Edition. Thank you.